The patrol ship Spear moved through deep space like a quiet knife. Its hull had old burns and patch lines from fights it never spoke about. Inside, the air was cold. The lights were dim. The ship felt like duty. Nora stood in engineering, hands steady on a hot panel. A thin streak of grease marked her cheek. She did not wipe it. She watched the power flow. She listened to the hum of the core. On this ship, small changes could kill everyone. Nora was the only human on board. The crew were Varen. Tall, feline warriors with sleek fur, sharp eyes, and quiet steps. Their culture was simple. Pack. Strength. Order. When Nora first arrived, they stared. No fur. No claws. No night sight. Soft skin under hard lights. They did not hate her. They just did not trust her. Then a coolant valve failed during a deep burn. Heat climbed. Warning tones rose. A Varen tech froze for one breath too long. Nora did not freeze. She slid under the panel, burned her knuckles, and cut the feed line. She rerouted power into a dead bank and sealed the leak with a clamp made from scrap. The ship stopped screaming. After that, they stopped calling her soft. They started calling her iron. Still, when rest came, Nora felt alone. She was useful, but not pack. Respected, but not held. Then she heard it. A small sound. Not an alarm. Not a tool. Not a voice. A thin, scared cry. It came from below the cargo decks, where the ship's bones ran tight with pipes and service lanes. No one went there unless something broke. Nora grabbed a lamp and a small toolkit. She followed the sound. The lower lanes were narrow and warm. Metal smelled like old heat and oil. Blue lights glowed faint on the walls. The cry came again. Closer. Nora crouched, aimed her lamp into a gap behind a storage frame, and stopped. Two wide eyes stared back at her. A cub. Tiny. Furry. Too thin. Its paws looked too big for its body. Its fur stuck up in rough tufts, like it had been sleeping in fear for too long. Its ears were pinned back. Its mouth opened in a weak hiss. It tried to be brave, but its whole body shook. Nora did not step closer. She sat down on the deck. Cross-legged. Calm. She kept her lamp low, so the light would not hurt the cub's eyes. "Hey," she said, soft and slow. "It is okay. I am not here to hurt you." The cub did not move. It watched her like a cornered spark. Nora reached into her pocket and pulled out a sealed ration strip. Plain human food. Nothing sharp. Nothing strong. She tore it cleanly in half. Then she slid one piece across the floor. Slow. Gentle. The cub stared at the food. Then at Nora. Then back at the food. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then the cub crawled forward, belly low. It sniffed the ration. It snatched it fast and retreated, but not far. It ate while watching her. Nora let out a quiet breath. Not relief. Not yet. She slid the second piece. This time, the cub took it quicker. Hunger was winning. When it finished, its head sagged against the metal frame. Its eyes blinked slow. Its breath stayed fast. Too tired to keep fear awake. Nora swallowed hard. "You are alone too," she whispered. The cub made a small sound. Not a hiss. Not a cry. A tiny, broken purr. Nora leaned closer, only a little. "You are stuck back there," she said. "Okay. I can fix stuck." She shifted her lamp, found the tight space, and saw the problem. The cub was wedged behind a bent brace. The metal had pinched the gap after a hard turn. Nora slid her tool into the seam and worked the brace with slow pressure. Metal groaned softly. The cub snapped at her hand once. It missed. Its bite hit her glove and slid off. Weak. That was the worst part. Nora kept her voice calm. "I know," she murmured. "You are scared. But I am helping." She worked the brace again. The gap opened. Nora reached in and lifted the cub free, careful and steady. The cub was lighter than it should be. Too light. It trembled in her hands. She wrapped her jacket around it, making a warm bundle. The cub tried to pull away, then stopped. It pressed its face into the cloth, like warmth was a safe place. Nora stood up. "Let us get you help," she said. She carried the cub straight to medical. The doors hissed open. Clean air hit her face. Bright lights. A medic looked up from a console. Dean was older, scarred, and blunt. A voice like stone. His eyes dropped to the bundle. "What did you bring into my bay?" Dean asked. "A lost cub," Nora said. "Found in the lower lanes. Hungry. Cold. Stuck." Dean stepped close and scanned the cub. His ears angled forward. "Not registered," he said. "No pack tag." Nora felt her chest tighten. "So he is missing," she said. Dirien kept scanning. "He will be transferred at the next port," he said. "To a holding den." The words were correct. Official. Clean. They still sounded like a door shutting. The cub made a small whine and curled tighter into Nora's jacket. Nora did not think long. "No," she said. Dirien looked up. "Explain," he said. "I will take him," Nora said. "I will feed him. Keep him. Raise him." Dirien blinked once. Slow. "You are human," he said. "This is a Varen cub. You have no pack here." Nora looked down at the cub's thin face. "De cub's eyes met hers. Fear in them. Also hope." "I can start one," Nora said. Silence filled the room. Then Dirien made a low sound, half a growl, half a sigh. "Reckless," he muttered. He shoved a small supply kit into her hands. Fluids. Nutrient paste. A thermal wrap. A soft brace band for tiny legs. "If you are going to be reckless," Dirien said, "be reckless correctly." Nora nodded. "Thank you," she said. She shifted the cub in her arms. "What is his name?" Dirien asked. Nora looked at the small ears, the rough fur, the big paws. The cub blinked, then made a small chirp. A bright little sound. "Tico," Nora said. The name felt simple. Warm. Easy to say in the dark. So Tico became hers. The first days were chaos. Tico climbed everything. He pounced on her boots. He chased rolling tools across the deck like they were prey. He attacked loose cable sleeves like they had insulted him. Engineering became his jungle. Nora tried to work with one hand, because the other hand was often holding a squirming cub. She learned fast. Move slow. Speak soft. Always keep something safe to chew. Then the nights came. That was when the ship felt too big. Tico woke up with tiny choke sounds. Claws caught fabric. Eyes went wide, wild, and lost. The first time, Nora froze. Not from fear. From helpless pain. Then she sat up and pulled him close. "It is okay," she whispered. "I have you." She hummed a small tune from Earth. No fancy words. Just sound. Steady. Safe. Tico's shaking slowed. His breath eased. His claws loosened. He pressed his head under her chin and fell asleep again. After that, Nora changed the way she did everything. When Tico bit, she did not hit. She redirected. When Tico scratched, she gave him a soft pad to claw. When he got too wild, she made a game that used his energy without breaking the ship. She built him a toy from spare parts. A small ring that floated on a magnet field, dancing above her palm. Tico attacked it like it was the greatest thing alive. Leap. Miss. Leap again. Each time he landed, he looked at Nora like she had made the stars. Nora talked to him while she worked. About wires. About engines. About the quiet glow of far suns. About rain on Earth. Tico did not know the words. He knew her voice. The crew noticed. At first, it was only glances. Then questions. "Is he eating enough?" a Navtech asked, pretending it was a duty check. "Why is his fur so rough?" a weapons loader asked, like it was a repair issue. "Why does he sleep on your shoulder?" someone asked, like it was a mystery. Nora answered every time. He is healing, she said. He is learning. He is safe here. One day, the captain came to engineering. Vero stepped into the bay like a storm held in a cage. Tall, calm, silver bands in his fur that marked rank. The room went quiet without any order. Tico was on Nora's bench, trying to steal a clean cloth. Nora lifted a finger. No, she said. She swapped the cloth for the floating ring toy. Tico chirped and pounced. Vero watched for a long time. You nurture him, he said. Yes, Nora replied. Our cubs are raised by Pack, Vero said. Pack teaches Pack. Nora met his eyes. On Earth, she said, we say it takes a village to raise a child. A pause. But someone still has to start the village. Vero held her gaze. He said nothing for a moment. Then he nodded once and left. After that, the ship began to change. A thermal blanket appeared outside Nora's door. No note. Just folded, neat and careful. A small carved chew toy showed up on her workbench, made from a hard ship resin, edges smoothed safe. Proper cub food arrived in sealed packs, labeled in clear human words. Nora stared at it, stunned. Down the hall, a crew member walked away too fast, ears tipped back, pretending nothing happened. Warriors started to linger near engineering during breaks. They stood at a distance, not crowding. They watched Tico play. One offered a knuckle for him to sniff. Claws sheathed. Body still. Tico sniffed, then rubbed his cheek on the knuckle like it belonged to him. The warrior froze. Then his shoulders dropped, like something heavy had finally loosened. Quiet stories began to fill the air. About cubs back home. About dens now empty. About raids and loss and the strange quiet after. No one said they missed their young. They did not have to. Tico grew stronger. His fur smoothed. His eyes brightened. His steps turned bold. He trotted into briefings like he owned the ship. He napped in warm light near the viewport. He followed Nora like a small shadow with big paws. Without anyone saying it out loud, Tico became the ship's cub. Then came the morning that changed everything. Nora woke to voices outside her door. Not alarms. Not battle calls. Soft voices. Concerned voices. Her door was cracked open. Override used the proper way, with permission. Nora sat up fast. Tico lifted his head from her pillow and blinked. He gave a sleepy chirp. Nora stood and opened the door fully. The corridor was full. Navigation crew. Weapons crew. Engineering hands. Boarding team. A medic. Even the quartermaster. They stood in a tight group like a formation that did not know how to be gentle, but was trying. Good morning, Nora said, confused. A young warrior stepped forward. Eyes tired. Pain carried like old weight. His name tag read Sarin. He dipped his head, formal. Mom, Sarin said. Nora blinked. What? She whispered. Mom, Sarin repeated, voice steady. The word sounded strange in his mouth. It also sounded true. A weapons specialist spoke next. The cub, she said. Is he well? Did he sleep? Did he eat? Nora's mind stalled. Tico padded to the doorway, tail lifted. He yawned, tiny fangs showing. Then he chirped at the crowd like they belonged to him. The crew answered with a soft pack sound, half shy, half warm. Din pushed forward, gruff as ever. The crew has chosen, Din said. Chosen what? Nora asked. Pack matters, Din said. He pointed his chin toward Tico. The cub chose you, he said. And the cub chose us. A pause. So we choose you too. Nora swallowed. Choose me for what? She asked. Din's eyes softened by a small degree. To be Pack, he said. To be Mom. Heads dipped around her. Respectful. Formal. Real. Then the questions came, gentle and awkward. Have you eaten? Do you need rest? Do you need help? Do you want us to watch him while you work? Nora felt her eyes burn. I am fine, she said, voice shaking anyway. We are both fine. Relief moved through the group like one shared breath. Then the corridor parted. Vero stood at the back. He stepped forward slowly. He dipped his head to Nora, a gesture used for leaders and for honored vows. Mom Nora, he said. Nora laughed once, sharp with disbelief. This is insane, she said softly. We decide our pack, Vero replied. The pack decides. Tico chirped and pawed Nora's ankle. Hunger. Routine. Life. Breakfast now. A few warriors made that soft sound again, and this time they did not hide it. Vero looked down at Tico, then back at Nora. Ember Spear is honored by you, he said. Not because you fix metal. A pause. Because you made a den in the dark. Nora wiped her face and shook her head, smiling through tears. The crew began to disperse, but they kept looking back, like they could not believe it was real. Tico trotted into the corridor, tail high, brave as a banner. He rubbed against Sarin's leg. Sarin froze. Then, carefully, he scratched behind Tico's ear. Tico purred properly this time. Sarin's shoulders sagged as if something heavy finally lifted. And Nora understood. This was not only for her. It was for all of them. The intercom crackled. All hands, Vero's voice said, steady and clear. Morning meal order is adjusted. A pause. Mom and Cub eat first. Another pause. This is the new way. Nora stared at the speaker, then laughed again, still crying. On a warship built for war, she had found something stronger than weapons. Belonging. Tico chirped and pawed her shin again. Yes, Nora said, warm and tired and happy. Yes. I am coming. As she stepped into the corridor, the crew moved with her, subtle and protective. A circle forming without command. Nora was not alone. She was Mom. And the ship felt warmer because of it. Thank you for listening.